Hello students, in today's lecture we will talk about a very important topic, that is method overloading and method overriding. So method overloading and overriding concept is a very important topic of object-oriented programming. So my first question is, what is method overloading? What is method overloading? And second question is method overloading concept, is method overloading concept support in Python? So we have two questions. First question is, what is method overloading? And second is, the method overloading concept support in Python? Okay. So first we concentrate on first question, that is, what is method overloading? So if you design any function, with same name, if you design functions with same name but with different prototype, or different signature in same scope is known as, or is called, method overloading. So what is method overloading? The function with same name but with different prototype or different signature in the same scope, that is method overloading. That concept is called method overloading. Okay, means that inside any of the class, if you design many function, but all function have same name, but an important point is they have different signature. Okay, so to understand the concept, so first we design one class, that is calculator. So first we design one class with name calculator, and inside this class we have to design some functions, that is sum. And inside this function we have to pass only two parameters, that is a comma b, and we have to return their sum by using a return keyword. Okay, now we have to overload that function, that sum function, and now we pass three parameters, a comma b comma c, and we have to return its value a plus b plus c. Okay, so in this case we have to overload that sum function, and in first sum function we only pass two parameters, and in second sum function we have passed three parameters. So that is actually method overloading concept. But now the next question is method overloading concept support in Python or not? Okay, so to understand that concept, first we create the instance of calculator class. So C1 is the instance of calculator class, and we have to call that function, sum function. So for, because we are written the value, and that is the reason I use print function to print the value. Okay, and we have to write like this, like C1 dot sum, and inside sum now we have to pass only two values. Okay, like 2 comma 3. So first you pause the video and think, what is the output? Our code successfully execute or not? So answer is, we will get error in this case. Okay, so first I compile the code and definitely see the error. We will get type error, and the error is calculator.sum missing one required positional argument, that is c. Actually, Python not support the concept of method overloading. If you overload the function, okay, if you overload or redefine the function, it will always follow the latest definition. It will always follow the latest definition of function, and in this case the latest definition is this one, in which we have passed three parameters, and that is the reason if you pass two parameters you will get error. If you want to fix it, you pass three values here, like 2 3 4, not This is successfully execute and we will get 9 as an output. So I think you understand it always support the latest definition of function. Okay, so if you are from C++ or Java background, so that type of concept is not available here. Okay, now question is, sir, why that concept is not available in Python? Okay, so to understand it in better form or in better clarity, to get a better clarity, we take one more example. Okay, so again we design one class with name xyz. So in this case xyz, or we say that demo. So demo is the name of my class, and inside that class we have to take only one instance value. Okay, so with the help of init we have to take only one instance value, that is args. Okay, and we write like this, like self.args is equal to args. Okay, so your self.args is a instance value. Okay, so that is agrs, args. Now it's good. Okay, so in this case we take only one argument, that is args. So in this case that self.args is instance value. Okay, and now we want to print that value. So for that we have to design one instance method like display, and to display that value we have to write like this, like print, and inside print we have to print that value like self dot args. Now we create the instance of demo, like d1 is equal to demo, and inside this we have to pass adyp. Okay, again we create second instance, that is d2, and inside this we have to pass a floating point value, that is 123.45. Again we create third instance, that is d3, and inside this we have to pass an integer value like 188, and again we create the instance, that is d4, and inside this we have to pass 1 plus 1 plus 2g. Okay, now we want to print that value, so we have to write like this, like d1 dot, and with the help of display we can display all the values. So d1 dot display, d2 dot display, d2 dot display, d3 dot display, and d4 dot display. So first pause the video, it will work now. So first we run the program and it perfectly work. Means that in this case, if we pass a string value, so we'll get output. If we pass a floating point value, then also we get output. And if we want integer value or floating point value, for every data it works. Even if we pass like, if we want to pass any list like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 6.7 comma adyp, that perfectly work, there is no issue. And that is the reason, that method overloading concept, there is no need of method overloading in Python. Okay, because if you are from other programming, so you can design the same function like this. Okay, like like if you want to like add two values, if you want to add two values, so you write like this, like, okay. Or if you design the same function, so you design like this. Okay, like def init, not this, like void, and we give any name like xyz function, and if you want to print value, so you have to mention like first is int x, then you pass some you have to write something inside it. Okay, so you have to write like this, like cout, or if you're from Java, so you write like this, like system dot out dot println, and inside this you have to pass, or you have to print that value. Okay, you have to print that value. If you want to print floating point value, so you have to overload that function. Okay, you have to overload that function, and explicitly you have to mention key it work for floating data only. So you have to mention key x is of float type, and that is the reason you have to overload every function as per the data. Means that if you want to work on integer, so then it is mandatory to explicitly mention key data is of integer type. If you want to work on floating type data, then it is compulsory to mention it is of floating point data. So, but because Python is a dynamic type, so there is no need to explicitly mention the type, and that is the reason no need of overloading concept, and that is the reason overloading concept is not support in Python. I think from this example you get a better clarity why method overload there is no need of overloading concept in Python. Now we move to next topic, that is method overriding. So if you want to take a screenshot, so please take it. Otherwise, we will move to next topic, that is method overriding. So first question is, what is method overriding? So what is method overriding? So function with same name, same prototype, or same signature in two different scope is called method overriding. Is called method overriding. Okay, so what is method overriding? If you design any function with same name, same prototype, same signature in two different scope, that concept is actually method overriding. To understand this concept, we have to design one class with name vehicle, and inside this class we have to design one function with name horn. Okay, so in this we have to only print I am from vehicle class horn. Okay, now we again derive one more class, that is motorcycle. Okay, so my bad, that is actually class, and because motorcycle is a vehicle, so first we have to perform inheritance. Okay, and in this case, because it follows a relationship also, because motorcycle is a vehicle. Okay, and inside this class we have to override horn class, sorry, horn function. So first we have to write pass only, and if we create the instance of motorcycle class and we want to call horn function, that's perfectly well, we will not get any error. We'll get I am from vehicle class horn. But maybe a possibility a motorcycle want to derive its own definition. Okay, so for that means that motorcycle already have horn function, but now the motorcycle want to redefine it nature, or it want to redefine its function. So for that we have to override we have to override horn function. Okay, so for that we have to write a just, because motorcycle already have horn function, but if it is not satisfied with that definition, then motorcycle class have rights to redefine it. Okay, so in this case we have to redefine horn function. Okay, and we want to print, like, print I am from motorcycle class. Okay, now we call the horn function. Now first pause the video and think which horn function will call. Definitely a motorcycle class, means that that overrided function will call. And I am from motorcycle class. So what is actually a overriding concept? Overriding means if you design a function with the same name, same prototype, same signature in two different scope, that is method overriding. So that is a perfect example of method overriding. Here we override horn function. Okay, so that is method overriding. If you not design that function, then motorcycle already have horn function. Okay, okay, because motorcycle is a derived class and it derived from vehicle, so it already have all properties of vehicle, so it already have horn function. Okay, so if you call horn function, then horn of vehicle class will execute. But uh, if motorcycle class want to redefine that horn class, then it have right to redefine it. Okay, so now we again redefine, and if we call it, then that overrided function will call. So that is the concept of overriding. So that's all with my today's class. Thank you so much.